काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा टू ऑल द assembled devotees. So devotees, would you like to start reading chapter 1? Who would like to go first?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Sri Guru Bhyo Namah. Before going to start this chapter, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I am humbly seeking the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciple Shat Goswamis and Sri Rupa Goswami, who author of this Grantha, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I am seeking his blessing and humbly submissively asking, please reveal to us whatever the scripture was written and translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. With his divine grace, you were able to read and learn the English translation of this literature. Hare Krishna, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktaranda. जय श्री चैतन्य प्रभु की जय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम परमात्मने नमः. श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 29th chapter, verse 12 and 13, Srila Kapila Deva, while instructing his mother, has given the following characteristics of pure devotional service. My dear mother, those who are my pure devotees, who have no desire for material benefit or philosophical speculation, have their mind so much engaged in my service that they are never interested in asking me for anything except to be engaged in that service. They do not even beg to live in my board with me. There are 5 kinds of liberation, namely to become one with the Lord, to live with the Supreme Lord on the same planet, to have same futures as the Lord, to enjoy same opulence as the Lord, and to live as a companion of Lord, a devotee. What to speak of rejecting material sense gratification, does not even want any of the 5 kinds of liberation. He is satisfied simply by discharging loving service to the Lord. That is the characteristics of pure devotion. In the above statement by Kapila Deva from Srimad Bhagavatam, the actual position of pure devotee is described, and the primary characteristics of devotional service are also defined. Further characteristics of devotional service are described by Rupa Goswami with evidence from different scriptures. He states that there are 6 characteristics of pure devotional service, which are as follows. Pure devotional service brings immediate relief from all kinds of material desire. Second, pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. Pure devotional service automatically put one in transcendental pleasure. Pure devotional service is ready or rarely achieved. Those in pure devotional service derived even the conception of liberation. Pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. Krishna is all attractive, but pure devotional service attract even him. This means that pure devotional service is even transcendentally stronger than Krishna himself. Again, that pure devotional service even transcendentally stronger than Krishna himself, because it is Krishna's eternal potency. Okay. Anyone would like to continue from here, or I will?
Anyone? Prasanachit Prabhu, Arunaksh Prabhu?
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Madam. Prabhu,
Yes.
continue. Sorry.
President, sorry, bro. You can continue. No problem.
Continue, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Relief from material distress. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that one should surrender unto Him, giving up all other engagements. The Lord also gives His word there that He will protect surrendered souls from the reactions of all sinful activities. Srila Rupa Goswami says that the distresses from sinful activities are due to both to the sins themselves and to sins committed in our past lives. Generally, one commits sinful activities due to ignorance, but ignorance is no excuse for evading the reaction. Sinful activities, evading the reaction of sinful activities. Sinful activities are of two kinds, those that are matured and those that are not mature. The sinful activities for which we are suffering at the present moment are called mature. The many sinful activities stored within us for which we have not yet suffered are considered immature. For example, a man may have committed criminal acts but not have been arrested for them. Now, as soon as he is detected, arrest is awaiting him. Similarly, for some of our sinful activities, we are awaiting distresses in the future, and for others, we are mature. We are suffering at the present moment. Should I continue, Mataji?
Yes, yes, Prabhu, continue.
In this way, there is a chain of sinful activities and their concomitant distresses, and the conditioned soul is suffering life after life due to these sins. He is suffering in the present life the results of sinful activities from his past life, and he is meanwhile creating further sufferings for his future life. Mature sinful activities are exhibited in one is suffering from some chronic disease. If one is suffering from some legal implication, if one is born in a low and degraded family, or if one is uneducated or very ugly. There are many results of past sinful activities for which we are suffering at the present moment, and we may be suffering in the future due to our present sinful activities. But all of these reactions to sinful deeds can immediately be stopped if we take to Krishna consciousness. As evidence for this, Rupa Goswami quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 19. This verse is in connection with Lord Krishna's instruction to Uddhava, where he says, "My dear Uddhava, devotional service unto me is just like a blazing fire, which can burn into ashes unlimited fuel supplied to it. The purport is that as the blazing fire can burn any amount of fuel to ashes, so devotional service to the Lord in Krishna consciousness can burn up all the fuel of sinful activities. For example, in the Gita, Arjuna thought that fighting was a sinful activity, but Krishna engaged him on the battlefield under his order. And so the fighting became devotional service. Therefore, Arjuna was not subjected to any sinful reaction. Mataji, scroll down. Srila Rupa Goswami quotes another verse from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 33rd chapter, verse 6, in which Devahuti addresses her son Kapiladeva and says, "My dear Lord, there are 9 different kinds of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting. Anyone who hears about your pastimes, who chants about your glories, who offers your obeisances, who thinks of you, and in this way executes any of 9 kinds of devotional service, even if he is born in a family of dog eaters, the lowest grade of mankind becomes immediately qualified to perform sacrifices. As such, how is it possible that anyone actually engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness has not become purified? It is not possible. One who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service has without doubt become freed from all contaminations of material sinful activities. Devotional service, therefore, has the power to actually nullify all kinds of reactions to sinful deeds. A devotee is nevertheless always alert not to commit sinful activities. This is his specific qualification as a devotee. Thus, Srimad Bhagavatam states that by performing devotional service, a person who was born even in a family of dog eaters may become eligible to take part in the performance of ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. It is implicit in this statement that a person born into a family of dog eaters is generally not fit for performing yajna or sacrifice. The priestly caste is charged of performing these ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas is called the Brahmana order. Unless one is Brahmana, he cannot perform these ceremonies. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Prasannichit Prabhu, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. A person is born in the Brahmana family or in a family of dog eaters due to his past activities. If a person is born in a family of dog eaters, it means that his past activities were all sinful. But if even such a person takes to the path of devotional service and begins to chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he is at once fit to perform the ritualistic ceremonies. This means that his sinful reactions have immediately become neutralized. It is stated in the Padma Purana that there are 4 kinds of effects due to sinful activities, which are listed as follows: the effect that is not yet fructified, the effect that is lying as seed, the effect that is already mature, and the effect that is almost mature. It is also stated that all these 4 effects become immediately vanquished for those who surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, and become engaged in his devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. Those effects described as almost mature refers to the distress from which one is suffering at present, and the effects lying as seed are in the core of the art, where there is a certain stock of sinful desires which are like the seeds. The Sanskrit word kutam means that they are almost ready to produce the seed, or the effect of the seed. An immediate and immature effect refers to the case where the seedling has not begun. For this statement of Padma Purana, it is understood that material contamination is very subtle. Its beginning, its fusion and results, and how one suffers such results in the form of distress are part of a great chain. When one catches some disease, it is often very difficult to ascertain the cause of the disease, where it originated, and how it is maturing. The suffering of a disease, however, does not appear all of a sudden. It actually takes time. And as in the medical field, for precaution's sake, the doctor injects a vaccination to prevent the growing of contamination. The particle injection to stop all the fructifications of the seeds of our sinful activities is simply engaged in Krishna consciousness. Do I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Is there anyone else? I
In
can't. Has Manjula Mataji joined? You can continue, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. In this connection, Sukadev Goswami speaks in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter, verse 17, about the story of Ajamila, who began who began life as a fine and dutiful Brahmana, but who in his young manhood became wholly corrupted by a prostitute. At the end of his life, at the end of his wicked life, just by calling the name Narayana Krishna, he was saved despite so much sin. Sukadeva points out that austerity, charity, and the performance of ritualistic ceremonies for counteracting sinful activities are recommended processes, but that by performing them one cannot remove the sinful desire seed from the heart, as was the case with Ajamila in his youth. This sinful desire seed can be removed only by achieving Krishna consciousness, and this can be accomplished very easily by chanting the Maha Mantra or Hare Krishna mantra, as recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In other words, unless one adopts the path of devotional service, he cannot be 100% clean from all the reactions of sinful activities. By performing Vedic ritualistic activities, by giving money in charity, and by undergoing austerity, one can temporarily become free from the reactions of sinful activities. But at the next moment, he must again become engaged in sinful activities. For example, a person suffering from venereal disease on account of excessive indulgence in sex life has to undergo some severe pain in medical treatment, and he is then cured for a time being, but because he has not been able to remove the sex desire from his heart, he must again indulge in the same thing and become a victim of the same disease. So medical treatment may give temporary relief from the distress of such venereal disease, but unless one is trained to understand that sex life is abominable, it is impossible to be saved from such repeated distress. Similarly, the ritualistic performances, charity, and austerity that are recommended in the Vedas may temporarily stop one from acting in sinful ways. But as long as the art is not clear, one will have to repeat sinful activities again and again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Another example given in Srimad Bhagavatam concerns the elephant who enters into a lake and takes a bath very seriously, cleansing his body thoroughly. Then, as soon as he comes onto shore, he again takes some dust from the earth and throws it over his body. Similarly, a person who is not trained in Krishna consciousness cannot become completely free from the desire for sinful activities. Neither the yoga process, nor philosophical speculations, nor fruitive activities can save one from the seeds of sinful desires. Only by being engaged in devotional service can this be done. There is another evidence in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 22nd chapter, verse 39, wherein Sanata Kumara says, "My dear king, the false ego of a human being is so strong that it keeps him in material existence as if tied by a strong rope. Only the devotees can cut off the knot of this strong rope very easily by engaging themselves in Krishna consciousness. Others who are not in Krishna consciousness but who are trying to become great mystics or great ritual performers cannot advance like the devotees. Therefore, it is the duty of everyone to engage himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness in order to be freed from the tight knot of false ego and engagement in material activities. This tight knot of false ego is due to ignorance. As long as one is ignorant about his identity, he is sure to act wrongly and thereby become entangled in material contamination. This ignorance of factual knowledge can also be dissipated by Krishna consciousness, as is confirmed in the Padma Purana as follows. Pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the highest enlightenment. And when enlightenment is there, it is just like a blazing forest fire, killing all the inauspicious snakes of desire. Pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the highest enlightenment. And when such enlightenment is there, it is just like a blazing forest fire, killing all inauspicious snakes of desire. The example is being given in this connection that when there is a forest fire, the extensive blazing automatically kills all the snakes in the forest. There are many, many snakes on the ground of the forest, and when a fire takes place, it burns the dried foliage and the snakes are immediately attacked. Animals who have four legs can flee from the fire or can at least try to flee, but the snakes are immediately killed. Similarly, the blazing fire of Krishna consciousness is so strong that the snakes of ignorance are immediately killed. Hare Krishna. So, can we meditate till Mataji resumes?
Hare Krishna. I'm back.
Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
Devotees, so those who are read, they can share their point of view. Let be open for platform for everyone. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, we have new changes from today. We want for open platform for everyone. Let be healthy discussion on the scriptures of great subject on pure devotional subject.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever
Ready,
the
Mataji?
example. Yes, Prabhu. Whatever examples we have read till now, whether it's elephant example, it's the snake example, whatever, it is with relation to the senses, what we have. If all the senses, if you remember in Bhagavad Gita, the initial third chapter, and in between also we'll get the five senses represent the five horses. Okay. And each sense organ is materially, if it is affected, how it will take to the fall down. So once we surrender on to the Lord and keeping Krishna as a center, how all our five senses are under control, and how our consciousness and your false ego, all these things will be slowly eliminated. So this intense, intent deepens our, mm, thought process and ways to connect to the Lord and do the sadhana. So we can try to correct ourselves while reading this, and many things are in practice. So all these example sites the same. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So after reading this till from the beginning, I understand the cause of repeated the birth and death is the deep desire in the heart. Our Atma was contaminated by the desires. So any desires was in the heart. So heart means here subtle body, Atma. So mind also Atma and soul also Atma, heart also Atma. The three sentences are referred to Atma only. So the Atma was contaminated with the deep sinful desires because there are sinful because there are karmic creating karmic reaction. So there are repeating every birth. So, but when person identify by through devotional service, and before coming to the devotional service, there are four kinds of effects. The first effect was not at what is this fruitified, means it was not manifested, and effect was that lying on seed. So it was there, but it was in the form of seed. The effect that is already mature means it already manifested. The effect is almost mature means it effect was implemented means symptoms already manifested, and the person or the body, the soul got the subtle body to gross body. It was manifested through the gross material through, means he was suffering. So every anything is there in the all these things are in the heart. So that's why people born and die and born, but they are not getting from their deep desires. Same thing they are doing 100%. Whatever happened in the past life, same thing repeated happening in the this life also, because the person is not improving from his consciousness. That is the root cause of this repeating the process of birth and death. This is my takeaway and my understanding. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. We have also read about this in a day-to-day life. Sometimes we see, like this person has committed a sin, but he still has not been punished for that. And some people, we feel that they are very innocent and they're very good and all, but still they have been put into suffering and all those things. So if you can refer to this, Mataji, in the Padma Puran, I'll just share the screen.
So shall I stop screen share?
No,
Mataji?
I have already done it. Okay. So you can see this. Now it is visible, I think, no?
Yes, Mataji, we can see you.
Yeah. So 4 kind of sinful reactions. So the one which is there, it is in the seed stage. The effect that is not yet rectified. Sorry. Yeah. And that means it has not come to the fruition. Another is the seed stage. The another that has already matured and it's almost matured. So different stages, So the people whose sinful reactions are there in the state of a seed, they will not undergo any sort of a punishment because it has not come to the maturation. Only the one which are coming to the maturation, they are going to be punished for this. So, yeah, again, whatever stage of this it is, if I had come to the fully functional fruition also, but one if surrender onto the Supreme Personality of the Godhead and engaging in Krishna consciousness, he will be relieved. Here we can take example of Ajamila, isn't it? He has committed so many abominable things, despite being a true Brahmana. So, but still, at the end of his life, he has recited the name Narayana. Of course, past karma is there, which are good karma. And there were certain bad karmas also for which he has been deviated from his usual path and he has undergone all those things. So, again, yeah, whatever we are doing, it should be on a not on a temporary basis. It should be something like a permanent. So removing the root cause will help you. Like if you are healthy from inside, you will be free from all diseases. But if your immunity is low, then definitely you will be suffering with one or the other diseases. So here we are sadhana and our conditioning should be so permanent that it should not get fall down for any temporary materialistic things. Okay. False ego we have taken. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, here we are. Krishna is all auspicious. Yeah. Who wanted to recite now?
Hare Krishna. May I?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so now we are doing the second characteristic of pure devotional service. Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. Srila Rupa Goswami has given a definition of auspiciousness. He says that actual auspiciousness means welfare activities for all the people of the world. At the present moment, groups of people are engaged in welfare activities in terms of society, community, or nation. There is even an attempt in the form of United Nations for World Health Activity. But due to the shortcomings of limited national activities, such a general mass welfare program for the whole world is not practically possible. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is so nice that it can render the highest benefit to the entire human race. Everyone can be attracted by this movement and everyone can feel the result. Therefore, Rupa Goswami and other learned scholars agree that a broad propaganda program for the Krishna consciousness movement of devotional service all over the world is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. How the Krishna consciousness movement can attract the attention of the whole world, and how each and every man can feel pleasure in this Krishna consciousness is stated in the Padma Purana as follows. A person who is engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even the trees and animals because they also become attracted by such movement. A practical example of this was shown by Lord Chaitanya when he was traveling through the forest of Jharikanda in central India for spreading his Sankirtana movement. The tigers, the elephants, the deer, and all the other wild animals joined him and were participating in their own ways by dancing and chanting Hare Krishna. Mataji, this is that song, no? Krishna, 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 hey,
Yes.
Prabhu.
Krishna, 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 Hare
Yeah,
Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Krishna,
Krishna
Keshava,
Keshava
Rakshamam, Rama, Raghava,
Padmam
Rama,
Ram
Raghava,
Raghava
Rakshamam.
Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Raksho Mam. Furthermore, a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, acting in devotional service, can develop all the good qualities that are generally found in the demigods. It is said by Sukadeva Goswami in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18th chapter, verse 12, My dear king, persons who have unflinching faith in Krishna and are without any duplicity can develop all the good qualities of the demigods. On account of a devotee's high grade of Krishna consciousness, even the demigods like to live with him, and therefore it can be understood that the qualities of the demigods have developed within his body. On the other hand, a person who is not in Krishna consciousness has no good qualities. He may be highly educated from the academic point of view, but in the actual field of his activities, he can be seen to be baser than the animals. Even though a person is highly educated academically, if he cannot go beyond the sphere of mental activities, then he is sure to perform only material activities and thus remain impure. There are so many persons in the modern world who have been highly educated in the materialistic universities, but it is seen that they cannot take up the movement of Krishna consciousness and develop the high qualities of the demigods.
Hare Krishna, Rani Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, would you like to share your point of view from these three purports?
Ratna Mataji, can I?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so in the we are right now studying what pure devotional service can bring. So the first one we did, that is relief from material distress, Kleshagni. Now here Rupa Goswami is saying that it brings Shubhada, it brings auspiciousness. So generally in the material world, auspiciousness has when we say auspicious things, it means auspicious means welfare for everyone. So Krishna consciousness brings welfare for everyone, not just only for the devotee, even for the plants and the animals around. And from even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's example, we said, and as the kleshagni, that is the suffering decreases, auspiciousness also increases. And then auspiciousness means superior happiness. So it is not happiness for material enjoyment, it is not that happiness for Brahma Jyoti, but it is Krishna consciousness which makes us happy. um, yes, Mataji, that all these things, all the other material things in the world doesn't give us are all temporary. It is only Krishna conscious things which is the highest humanitarian welfare activity, because in that we are connecting the soul to Krishna, and that is why it is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I want to share and put on point.
Yes.
Further, here Mataji elaborated. Here, devotees, their elevation after getting pure devotional service, he is situated in the pure devotional transcendental platform. They are equal to demigod, or wise quality wise, or the demigod also they seek association of pure devotee by through even sometimes demigods serve devotee also, Lord's devotee also. We have seen many examples from Bhagavatam also. They come, they visit, they inquire, and they inquire devotional service, and so also they seek association also, because in Devaloka pure devotees are absent. So in this material platform, because of the transcendental platform devotees are situated, they also shown interest to associate with them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I exactly don't know the example which you have cited.
Devatas, they come actually Rishi Munis to associate. Example, there are many Rishis. Like we can take as Kapila also. Kapila Deva also is a form of devotee. He also, but while he was Narayana Rishi, example was Narayana Rishi. He was Supreme Lord Narayana himself, but in the form of devotee, right? I'm saying that devotional service, so devotee. But there are Channavatar, they are hidden, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself.
Himself, but Krishna, he was not revealed enough to outside. He was
No, Prabhu. The examples of demigods, what you have told, who have come to get associated with the devotees.
Yes,
I
they
wanted
come
that
because they
examples.
see their elevation. I mean, I want to say my point. They see their pure devotional service. But any Lord, they come as the form of the spiritual master or a devotee. Example I was given as the Kapila Deva. Example I was given as Kapila Deva or Narayana Rishi also. He was pure devotee. To himself, he was doing devotional service. So I in my mind there is, so I given instantly.
Yeah, okay, Prabhu, fine. Hare Krishna. Yeah. All these what examples you have given are the avatars of Lord, which we come in detail in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhu.
But there are mood of devotees, but they are hidden. They don't know demigods. Who is there? Later they revealed.
Yes. Who wanted to continue? Or shall we continue or not?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, very few paragraph in this.
Yes, we'll complete. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, a Krishna conscious. Anybody want to read, Mataji?
No, Prabhu, continue.
Okay. Where is this? For example, a Krishna conscious boy, even if he is not very well educated by the university standard, can immediately give up all illicit sex life, gambling, meat eating, and intoxication. Whereas those who are not in Krishna consciousness, although very high educated, are often drunkards, meat eaters, sex smokers, and gamblers. These are practical proof of how Krishna conscious person become highly developed in good qualities. Whether a person who is not in Krishna conscious cannot do so. We experience that even a young boy in Krishna consciousness is untouched to cinema, nightclubs, shows, and restaurants, liquor shops, etc. because completely feed. He saves his valuable time from being extravagantly spent in the way of smoking, drinking, attending the theater and dancing. One who one who is not in Krishna consciousness usually cannot sit silently even for half an hour. It is true. The yoga system teaches that if you become silent, you will realize that you are God. This system may be all right for materialistic person, but how long will they be able to keep themselves silent? Artificially, they may sit down for so-called meditation, but immediately after their yogic performance, they will engage themselves again in such activities as illicit sex life, gambling, meat eating, and many others nonsensical things, but a Krishna consciousness person gradually elevates himself without endeavoring for the so-called silent meditation simply because he is engaged in Krishna consciousness. He automatically give up all this nonsense and develop a higher character. One develop the higher character by becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. The conclusion is that no one can truly have any good qualities if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. So, anybody was in doing any abominable vikarma by knowingly or unknowingly, it will not recommended. If the person is not in Krishna consciousness, he will not sit for half an hour also. Even 5 minutes or 1 minute, his mind is not stable. It is true. But everything after give up sinful activities or sense gratification in the world. So the person come to the stage of the come to the platform of the devotional service by through devotees or some okay devotees. He will introduce Krishna consciousness. He will develop higher qualities gradually. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And himself he will purify also. He will develop his steadiness also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can we conclude for today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry for some inconvenience. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna.